Fire danger continues to grow in parts of Kentucky tonight as more counties add outdoor burn bans. We'll show you some of the areas dealing with fires.
I think we've gotten everything that we possibly can.
We have new information from investigators tonight about the search for human remains in the Kentucky River.
Newly released surveillance video showing 2 inmates police say pulled off an unusual escape from an eastern Kentucky jail.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. We've had unseasonably warm temperatures so far this week, but that is about to end.
That it is. Some changes are heading our way that will bring a return to more fall-like weather. We begin tonight with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast.
Guys, a lot of folks out there are wondering, what is this fall weather you speak of? Never heard of it. Here we are, day 2 of November, and another record-setting day in the books across the Bluegrass State. Late evening, Defender Radar Network picking up on a little shower action. A lot of that, though, is up in the clouds, not making it down to where we live. The actual front that's going to bring some changes over the next few days off to the west of us has warm air out ahead of it, chillier air coming in behind it. It's seasonal air. Let's hit the fast-forward button on your hour-by-hour radar. We've got the clouds into the mix as well. Notice how skies begin to clean up a little bit late tonight, early tomorrow morning into the middle of the morning by 10, 11 o'clock or so. Noticing some rain beginning to increase now from I-64 and north. That'll be the beginning of at least a day of scattered showers as we go on and off throughout the 3rd day of November. And coming up here at 11:13, guys, the new hour-by-hour forecast is in, and I'll show you how it will finally start to feel a little more like it should for this time of year. We'll take you all the way through the upcoming weekend in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Rain would actually be helpful in parts of eastern and southern Kentucky. Tonight, firefighters are still trying to put out some brush fires made worse by dry conditions.
Outdoor burning bans have been issued in at least 10 Kentucky counties, seen right here on the map. Tonight, WKYT's Monique Blair talked to people in Laurel and Whitley counties about the fire danger. It's our top story at 11.
It's about an everyday occurrence.
Laurel County Emergency Management Director Albert Hale is referring to the wildfires the county has responded to recently.
For the last 3 weeks, the fire departments have been out practically every day into the night on some wildland fires.
So now Laurel County is one of several Kentucky counties that has a strict burn ban in effect.
Any and all outdoor burning from noon today till it's lifted is prohibited.
That ban will be in effect until there is a significant amount of rain. In one county over in Whitley County, a large fire has been burning for a couple days now. State forestry officials are keeping a close eye on it, making sure it doesn't spread. Emergency management officials say the reason behind there being so many wildfires lately is simply because there hasn't been a whole lot of rain. So they say it doesn't take a whole lot for a small fire to spread into something much bigger, like you see behind me here in Whitley County.
And people, they don't have bad intentions, they just make a bad decision that they will pick a day like today and decide to do some outdoor burning. And it can spread, get away from them. A little bit of wind can move it pretty fast.
In Laurel County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
In Harlan County, the judge executive has declared a state of emergency because of those brush fires. County leaders say in the last few days, the fires have burned about 1,300 acres. Some of the fires in Harlan County are burning less than 100 yards from homes. Investigators say they're trying to figure out what caused the fires there. At this point, they are not ruling out arson.
Are investigators any closer to solving a mystery on the Kentucky River? Today, Lexington police, firefighters, and the coroner returned to the Valley View Ferry area to look for more human remains. In the last few weeks, they found both remains and cars in the water. Late this afternoon, the coroner gave us an update on the investigation. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is at the live desk for us with the new information. Garrett?
Amber, the Fayette County coroner calls it a successful day on the river. Divers didn't find any more bones, but they did find more car parts. All of it, he says, is helping them piece together what and who they've been looking for. Pulled from the river, these just might be the missing pieces investigators need to solve this mystery.
Everything's looking really positive to hopefully end this family's search.
Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn says divers have searched parts of the river here 7 and 8 times. The coroner says now they're likely done searching the area near the Valley View Ferry.
So, good part is, I think we've gotten everything that we possibly can. Bad part of today is we didn't find any bony structures, but that's also good because that kind of assures us that we have gotten everything that we possibly can from this particular area.
Ginn says he already has an idea who the remains and car belong to, and everything they found continues to back up his theory. But he won't yet say much about it or what kind of car it is.
No, we'd rather wait rather than give false hope. But I will say, you know, obviously that we've talked with Ford Motor Company, and so we think that it is a Ford. But other than that, we're not going to go any further.
Now, Ginn says the next step is to go over the bones they found, see which ones might be able to be tested for DNA, and send those to NamUs. That's the National Missing and Unidentified Persons, for testing. He says he's not sure how long that process could take. At the live desk, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. Ginn says he has already contacted a detective from the agency investigating the possible cold case that he believes they may have found answers to.
A Tates Creek High School student in Lexington facing charges tonight. Investigators say he brought a loaded gun to campus. They say a school law enforcement officer found the gun this morning. Investigators who say the officer who knows the student approached him after he left class in an agitated state. They say the officer saw the gun's handle in the pocket of the student's hoodie. Police say he told them he did not intend to hurt anyone at the school. They say he claimed he had the gun because of issues in his neighborhood.
We are concerned about him as well because, you know, whatever issues that he's dealing with, that he felt like he needed to have a weapon to get to school. I hope that will be addressed. He didn't make a good decision. But our students are we're very concerned for them, and we're very concerned for us.
Now, the school didn't identify the student, but the Fayette County Detention Center says school police arrested 18-year-old Lamar Sanford at Tates Creek High today. He's charged with carrying a concealed deadly weapon, resisting arrest, and unlawful possession of a weapon in a school.
New tonight, investigators say surveillance video shows two inmates minutes after they escaped from an eastern Kentucky jail. Investigators say 25-year-old Justin Arnett and 31-year-old Melvin Garland tunneled through ductwork to escape from the Big Sandy Detention Center in Johnson County yesterday. The surveillance video comes from a nearby gas station. Police say it shows Arnett and Garland waiting there for more than half an hour until someone drives by to pick them up. They say one of the men was still wearing pants from the jail. People who live nearby say this escape worries them.
I've lived here all my life, but I want to feel safe in my hometown, and I want my grandchildren to be safe and my children to be safe.
Investigators say the two inmates broke into an air conditioning unit in the ceiling of the jail that's out of view of any cameras there. They say the men then crawled through the opening to escape. Police are still searching for Arnett and Garland tonight. They say both men are from Magoffin County.
With just 6 days until the election, both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are staying busy rallying supporters. And a new poll tonight shows that two key battleground states, Florida and North Carolina, are too close to call. Craig Boswell has the latest from the campaign trail.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are painting dire pictures of what it would be like if the other won the election.
Imagine with me what it would be like to have Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office come next January.
If Hillary Clinton were to be elected, it would create an unprecedented and protracted constitutional crisis.
Trump was back in must-win Florida on Wednesday, pitching himself to minority voters.
The African American community and the Hispanic community are really understanding what's going on, and you see that right now.
Trump has suggested that early voters who have buyer's remorse should switch their vote to him. At least 4 states allow voters to withdraw their early ballot and re-vote. President Obama campaigned on Clinton's behalf in North Carolina, where early voting rates among African-American voters got off to a slow start.
I hate to put a little pressure on you, but the fate of the republic rests on your shoulders.
Hillary Clinton was out west in Arizona and Nevada.
You have 6 days to convince everybody you can talk to get out and vote.
Both campaigns aired 3 national ads during Game 7 of the World Series. Clinton's depicts Trump as unfit for the presidency, but Trump's says he's the outsider that can bring change. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
President Obama will campaign for Clinton tomorrow in Florida, and Melania Trump will make her first solo appearance campaigning for her husband at an event near Philadelphia.
Police have arrested a man they think killed 2 police officers in Iowa just minutes apart. What we've learned about the suspect in 9 minutes.
And then a Central Kentucky family says they received a surprise when police arrested a man accused of breaking into their home.
Your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Temperature-wise, day 2 of the 80-degree club across the Bluegrass State to start out the month of November. Only 1987 has produced similar conditions in November. How about that? Let's look outside and compare the numbers right now to this point last night. Have a little clearing over top of where you live. You are right about on par with last night. If you have some clouds, your thermometer is up a degree or 2. A lot of mid-60s to upper 60s showing up into much of central and eastern Kentucky, with the occasional 70s still popping where the clouds are a little thicker here in the parts of northeastern Kentucky. Defender Radar Network got the clouds into the mix, and you've been looking at your radar, seeing a shower or 2 out there. Not reaching the ground, though, in many cases because the air has been so dry. All of that's evaporating before it gets down to the ground. Severe weather earlier in the parts of Illinois. Got some severe thunderstorms popping right now into sections of Missouri, and a thunderstorm or 2 will be around tomorrow afternoon across the Bluegrass State. Don't think we'll see severe weather, but if that front continues to slow down just a little bit, that chance may increase. Micah will have the latest on that progress of the front early tomorrow morning. It's separating a seasonal chill in the air from what we have currently across the Ohio Valley, and that current stuff is pretty warm. Let's go hour by hour, show you what we are facing as we roll through the next few days. Out and about early tomorrow morning, right around 60 degrees. Those numbers will bounce it up around noon tomorrow. We're going to see low 70s southern and eastern Kentucky. And if you get some sunshine, then the chance for a stronger thunderstorm will be into the mix. By late in the afternoon, that cold front is settling its way onto the south. Still a leftover shower parts of southeastern Kentucky. It's a chillier wind that is blowing. A little later arrival of that front now. So 40 to 45 for a wake-up temperature on Friday morning. We go throughout the rest of your Friday. Temperatures will likely stay into the 55 to 60 degree range into much of central and eastern Kentucky. So that's about normal. It's just going to feel chillier because of how warm it has been over the past few days. Friday evening, quick drop in temperatures after sundown into the low 40s. How about a little touch of frost out there Saturday morning? If we can get into the middle 30s, which appears to be a good possibility now, that would be the first widespread frost of the entire season. How about Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday? It's a 7:30 kickoff, but for tailgaters out there, it looks absolutely fantastic. Low to mid-60s. Bring a jacket, though. You're going to put it to good use around kickoff. Right after sunset, temperature will drop into the upper 40s, and we'll be into the low and mid-40s as the fourth quarter rolls around. Celebrating a little UK victory for the trip back home. 64 on Saturday, 65 Sunday. So typical weekend is in store as we gain an hour of sleep. The clocks go back 1 hour Saturday night and into early next week, guys. We'll keep an eye on the next system that may give a little late day shower on Election Day. Better chance Wednesday.
Going back to those fires we've been covering, doesn't sound like a lot of rain is really going to help them anytime soon. Is that right?
We may pick up a 1/4 of an inch in some areas tomorrow. Now, of course, that will help a little, but will it help in the overall long term? No, we got to get a nice soaker in here, and just don't see it yet. Better chance late next week than anything in the next week.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, she thought she had won millions of dollars on a slot machine, but a woman says a New York casino then denied her the jackpot. The reason why in 8 minutes.
Up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Tonight, police have arrested a man they think killed 2 Iowa police officers.
Investigators say Urbandale officer Justin Martin and Des Moines Sergeant Timothy Bonino died in separate ambushes overnight, just minutes apart. Police say they began an intense manhunt then for the suspect, identified as this man, Scott Green. But police say this morning Green turned himself in to an employee of the Iowa Department of Natural Resources.
He flagged down an employee of the DNR, presented his ID to that employee, and asked that employee call 911.
Police say they're not sure why the officers were killed. They say last month police issued Green a warning for trespassing at a high school football game after they say he waved a Confederate flag during the national anthem.
A Georgetown family says a man they once hired to paint their home ended up trying to steal from them. Georgetown police say Christopher Bell broke into the home yesterday and tried to steal thousands of dollars worth of valuables. But they say a neighbor saw Bell with trash bags in the backyard and confronted him. Police say Bell started running, but the neighbor chased him down and held him until officers arrived to arrest him. The family says Bell knew the code to get inside their garage.
I was shocked when I pulled in and saw him sitting in cuffs that it was him.
Georgetown police say Bell may also be connected to at least one other burglary in the city. As GPS helped them find a stolen truck, deputies say they've charged the suspect, 18-year-old Alexander Finley, with receiving stolen property and resisting arrest. They say the truck had been stolen from a home in Corbin, but deputies say they used a GPS tracking device in the truck to find it on Mullins Road. They say they arrested Finley there, but a woman who was also in the truck got away.
New tonight, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis has asked a federal judge to not make her pay legal fees for couples who sued her. The couple sued Davis last year after she refused to issue marriage licenses. Davis said that same-sex marriage is against her religious beliefs. The couples asked the judge to award them about $233,000 in legal fees and costs. The attorneys for Davis argue that the couples are not entitled to legal fees because the Kentucky legislature resolved the case by removing clerks' names from marriage licenses.
New tonight, a woman thought she had won a major jackpot on a New York slot machine until the casino told her it was a mistake. Katrina Bookman says a penny slot machine told her she hit a nearly $43 million jackpot. She even took pictures of the big moment, but the machine didn't print out a prize voucher. The casino claims the machine was broken and the jackpot message was an error. The casino says according to the machine's log, it was supposed to say that Bookman had won $2.25. Bookman says the casino apologized and offered her a dinner.
And I'm like, a steak dinner? Are you serious? I feel very robbed.
Bookman said she's hired an attorney and is considering possible legal action against the casino. Whoops.
Sky high 1 minute and totally deflated the next. All right. Just ahead, the semifinals of the girls' state soccer tournament, Rob.
Lexington Catholic, West Jessamine both trying to reach the championship game tonight. And it was a big question mark as the season started, but the Cats' defensive line has pulled it together. Stay with us. Sports is next. Everything on the line tonight in Cleveland. Cubs and Indians in Game 7, and what a game it has been. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Rajai Davis with a dramatic 2-run homer off Aroldis Chapman that tied at 6-6. Cubs led at 1.5-1. They are in the 9th. Kentucky getting ready to meet Georgia Saturday night, and Mark Stoops has been getting great play up front from both his offensive and defensive lines. Now, the defensive front was a big concern going into the season, especially with the loss of Reggie Ment right at the start of fall camp. But coordinator DJ Elliott is proud of the way his players, like Adrian Mildeland here, have come in and pulled things together.
I'm very proud of their effort and where they've come, and they've gotten a lot better. They played one of their better games, if not their best game, on Saturday. And we've developed some leadership at the position, and the kids are playing hard and executing the techniques and the assignments. So they've come a long ways.
We stressed how important this game was and how good Mizzou offense was, how fast they go. And we just stressed on we need to get off the field. So the best thing we did was just practice, rush every day, try to make first and second down plays. If we stop them first and second, everything go as planned.
Georgia is a team that's struggling. After Saturday's loss to Florida, the Dogs have dropped 4 of their last 5. Georgia needs a win badly, and first-year coach Kirby Smart says the Cats play physical.
They are a physical team, and having talked to several teams that have just recently played them, they are sore after the game. So they're a physical bunch. They do a good job getting after you. We've got a tall task in order to stop that run game and also to get ours going. That gives our kids an opportunity to play up there in front of a great fan base, great environment. They always are in the SEC. We've learned that, especially at night.
Cats and the Dogs at Commonwealth Stadium. Georgia's won 6 in a row in the series. Kickoff is set for 7:30 on the SEC Network. The Cats play their second exhibition game Sunday night in Rupp against Asbury. There wasn't too much that John Calipari wasn't happy with in the first exhibition against Clarion. He just wishes his big men had posted up early in the game.
I think we all need to be a little more aggressive down there, posted up and wanting the ball. I guess our guards open shots and everything, so I think that's something we need to work on. Everything was just awesome. Get on the break. That's what we say. We're trying to play fast and athletic. I think we play really good defense and got a lot of steals and everything, so it was awesome.
On to the NBA, Wizards and the Raptors, and John Wall coming up with a steal, takes it down to the other end, puts in the reverse layup. 33 points, 11 assists in the game for Wall. But DeMar DeRozan was just sensational for Toronto. He poured in 40 points, hitting 14 of 23 from the floor. Raptors go on to win it 113-103. Girls state soccer semifinals, Owensboro Catholic and Lexington Catholic, third minute. The Aces score when Kaylee Morris finds the net. Lexington Catholic with a corner kick in the 30th minute. Look at this, the header, and then the header from Cassie Corbett ties the game 1-1. And the Knights get a gift in the 50th minute. Owensboro Catholic scores an own goal for the Knights. Lexington Catholic wins it and advances 2-1. The other semifinal, a defensive classic between Simon Kenton and West Jessamine. This game was dominated by the West Jess goalkeeper, freshman Anna Ruxford. She put on a clinic throughout. We would go to penalty kicks. Each side scores 3 times, and then Long sends the Colts to its first ever state championship. It'll be Lexington Catholic against West Jessamine for the title. What a celebration. We'll be right back.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is less than a minute away here on WKYT. Tonight's guests include Michael Strahan.
You need to hurry so we can watch the end of the World
Yeah.
Series.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It's tied 6-6.
I'm giving you guys updates on it over here, and I'm watching the radar, too. It's been raining up there in Cleveland, and if they don't get this game in over the next hour, hour and a half, some big thunderstorms may work into Cleveland, of all things. 65 tomorrow around here. We'll have a little thunder and lightning of our own before temperatures drop into the normal range Friday and a little above normal this weekend. Looks really good, actually.
This thing called the news gets in our way of watching our
right?
sports, so we got to go.
Something, isn't it, Rob, tied up?
Been a great game.
Yeah.
See ya.
Good night.